Let me tell you something that's been gnawing at me for a while. When reality TV stars talk about their relationships, it's rarely about love. It's about drama, power plays, or just keeping the cameras rolling. But here's a twist. Kim Zolciak, the woman who's spent years being the center of tabloid chaos, is now talking about a relationship that feels genuine. And it's not just her saying it. Her daughter, Ariana, who's no stranger to the spotlight, is practically gushing about this guy named Kyle. Now, why does this matter? Because Kim Zolciak isn't exactly known for her stable relationships. She's had her share of high-profile breakups, custody battles, and the kind of drama that could fill a season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta on its own. So when she says someone loves the heck out of her, it's not just a line, it's a statement. What makes this really interesting is that Kim, a Taurus who's loyal to a fault, took 2 years to even go on a date after her divorce. That's not just cautious. It's almost like she's been burned so many times that trust is a luxury. And yet, here she is, celebrating her 48th birthday with this guy, Kyle. Now, I'm not saying he's a savior, but the fact that she's found someone who's a businessman and super supportive in an industry that devours people, that's a rare find. It raises a deeper question. How often do we see women in her position, famous, flawed, and fiercely independent, actually get the kind of partnership that doesn't revolve around fame or money? This feels like a shift. A detail I find fascinating is how Ariana, who's been open about her own struggles with identity and family, is now the one championing her mom's happiness. It's almost like she's reclaiming her narrative. I'm always going to be Kim Zolciak's daughter, she says. But what if that's not the whole story? What if she's also carving out her own path, separate from the legacy of her mom's chaos? Meanwhile, her relationship with her dad, Kroy, is a different story. She's not in touch with him, but she's grateful for what he did. That's the thing about family. Sometimes the people who raised you aren't the ones you end up being closest to. And yet, in a world where social media turns every family feud into a viral moment, Ariana's choice to keep her distance feels almost radical. It's not just about her parents' divorce. It's about how she's choosing to define her own life, not through the lens of their failures. If you take a step back and think about it, this whole situation is a microcosm of reality TV's double edge. On one hand, it gives people a platform to rebuild their lives, to show vulnerability. On the other, it forces them to perform their emotions for an audience. So when Kim talks about Kyle, is it because she genuinely believes in him? Or is it because the cameras are watching? That's the thing about fame. It doesn't just change your life. It changes how you're allowed to feel. And yet, here's Kim, who's spent decades being the villain in someone else's story, finally saying that she's found something real. Whether it lasts or not, it's a reminder that even the most scrutinized people deserve to have their hearts on the line. What's next? Will Kyle survive the scrutiny? Will Ariana's relationship with her dad ever heal? Or is this just another chapter in a story that's never really over? I don't know. But one thing's for sure, this isn't just about Kim's love life. It's about how people rebuild themselves, again and again, in a world that's always watching.